Welcome to the official FearTube network, where we explore creepy paranormal photos and videos of the internet. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you never miss out on the latest. Let's dive straight in. G'day mates, my name is Josh Riley. Welcome back to the only show where we explore hauntings and paranormal activity of the internet. Australia, land of stunning beaches, deadly snakes, kangaroos that can punch you in the face, and spiders the size of your nightmares. Honestly, if the wildlife doesn't kill you, the heat will, so you'd think that would be enough to worry about. But no. Apparently, our sunburnt country isn't just full of things that bite, sting, and chase you, it's also haunted. That's right, ghosts, ghouls, mysterious creatures in the bush, and maybe even a yowie or two. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into Australia's supernatural side. So grab your Vegemite, light a candle, and let's explore the land down under. Let's get paranormal. Or should I say, spooky-roo?
This is my time at Australia's most haunted house, the Monte Cristo homestead. As we walk up to the front door, we notice this mark here, which is a supposed bleach stain from trying to clean up blood after a maid was either pushed or fell to her death from the top balcony. This furniture has been replaced over the years as the house was left to ruin and has been redone up by the current owners. This is said to be one of the only portraits of Mrs. Crawley, who was the original owner, along with her husband, Mr. Crawley. This homestead was built back in 1884, and when Mr. Crawley died in 1910, he left it all to his wife, Mrs. Crawley. Here's just me trying to see if I can get a ghost behind me in the mirror. Then we moved on to the caretaker's cottage, which unfortunately is where a disabled man by the name of Harold was locked away for 40 years, and he was found curled up next to his mother's dead body. Another sad story, there was a young stable boy who burnt to death here in the coach house in his bed, and there are many rumours as to whether it was an accident or on purpose. It started to rain, so we just had a little walk around the rest of the property, and this is kind of what it looks like from the back. I didn't film anything on the tour, so if you want to see that part, you will have to go on the tour yourself. But these stairs are where the youngest member of the Crawley family was said to have been dropped or pushed to her death. This was a last little look at the older part of the house, which was the original homestead before the bigger part was built. And that was my time at the Monte Cristo homestead.
The homestead was built in 1884 by Christopher William Crawley, a wealthy and influential landowner. While he and his wife Elizabeth lived in opulence, the household and grounds were the scene of multiple deaths, including a stable boy burned to death in a fire, a maid who allegedly fell or was pushed from a balcony, a child who died after being dropped downstairs, a mentally ill man kept chained in the caretaker's cottage for years, later dying in an asylum. Many visitors and paranormal investigators claim that Mrs. Crawley's spirit still haunts the home. She's often described as stern and disapproving, especially toward women wearing pants or people who disrespect the house. Elizabeth Crawley herself was said to have become increasingly reclusive and strict, retreating from public life after her husband's death and reportedly only leaving the house twice in 23 years. Matt Fields is known for camping in Australia in the middle of nowhere. We're talking visiting remote areas and leaving civilization behind. That also means having the capabilities to hunt fish for food and knowing where to find fresh water. After 4 hours, Matt finds the haunted cave and descends down. Many would hesitate to go down, not just because of the cave itself, but also the possibilities of entering dangerous territory of snakes and spiders. This cave is known to be haunted, as many have claimed to have heard weird sounds at night. This is what Matt experienced.
That is beautiful. Baked beans in a haunted cave. Oh my God. That was the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that. Holy. That chain moved just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before. I'm 100% certain it's the chain that I walked in, that you climbed down into this cave on. It's moving. Now, you can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even forecast. Holy. Oh God. Look. You must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this is fucked. Okay. Well, I've got my backpack back on and I'm booting on out of here. I just heard a sound. It's not normal. It's definitely not a normal sound and I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours after I checked in with you guys, so it would be around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that sound was not normal. I'm getting out of here.
Matt decided to stay but camp near the entrance. Yes, I did hear strange sounds, and those stair chains seemed too heavy to be moved by wind. Was it an animal or something else? Would you have the guts to spend the night inside a haunted cave? The F word in Australia isn't offensive, it's more punctuation. Think of it as a way of politely greeting you.
Hey.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna let you know I feel very, very, very fucking uncomfortable in here.
Yeah. Let me know, like I said, just whack on the door and I'll open up.
Alright. It feels so cramped in here and so hot. And admittedly, it's also fucking terrifying.
Box is about to go on.
Alright. Is the lady that's named Maureen in here? No way. My name's Jaden. I'm a good person, so don't worry, you can trust me. Oh, they just went away. I feel so uncomfortable in here. You want to use a spirit talker, Bally?
Yeah, there's words coming through, but I can't work them out. They're very, very quick.
How many people were in here? No fucking way. Thank you. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. That just went red. Can you do that again for me? Can you make that device go red again? That was really cool. Yo, something's walking in here. Something's just standing in here. No way.
What'd you say?
This box just went green as I said something's standing in here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can you walk towards me if that's okay? If that light heads towards me, I'm gonna freak out.
Let Me Out is a roughly 3-foot-tall doll made of wood and dressed in old-fashioned clothing. It has an unsettlingly realistic face with glass eyes and what looks like real human hair. The name comes from what the original owner claimed was the doll's eerie vibe, like it was silently begging, "Let me out." Charming, right? Where is Letta now? The doll is currently owned by Kerry Walton, who found it in the early 1970s in the basement of an abandoned house in Wagga Wagga, New South Wales, while exploring with his brother. He's been carrying Letta around ever since, and over the years it's become the stuff of legend. Why is Letta considered haunted? People who come near Letta often report feelings of dread, sadness, or nausea, unexplained scratches or bruises, electrical items malfunctioning, the doll moving on its own or its position changing, dogs growling or avoiding it entirely, crying or moaning sounds. Kerry claims the doll has an odd weight distribution, like it resists being picked up or sometimes even walks itself when carried. Some say the doll's spirit is of a child who drowned, or that it's possessed by a Romani or Eastern European soul based on its handmade style and materials. A psychic even claimed it houses the spirit of a boy who died violently and was somehow bound to the doll. Letta has appeared on Australian TV shows, including Today Tonight and Studio 10, and has been the subject of psychic readings and paranormal investigations. No one has definitively proven anything, but the sheer number of people claiming to feel something deeply wrong around the doll keeps the legend alive. To this very day, Letta is considered the most haunted doll in the world. It's been confirmed the doll's hair is human. But that's not the creepy part. The doll's head has a section where the scalp appears worn away or intentionally carved, revealing what looks like an exposed brain underneath. No joke, it's not just a crack or chip. It literally looks like a tiny brain is sculpted or embedded into the top of its wooden head. This disturbing detail has fueled theories that the doll was used in some kind of ritual or spiritual practice, or that it was made to house a human soul or consciousness. Some psychics and paranormal investigators who've examined Letta believe the exposed brain was symbolic, a way to anchor the spirit inside or create a conduit between the physical and spiritual worlds. Prisons are known to be haunted, especially the Fremantle Prison's execution room.
Those people feel a ghostly presence. A lot of the guides talk about this. We had a tour guide. He was doing a tour. This actually occurred during the daytime. And there was a mother which had a child in the pram, and when it taken into the gallows, the child started screaming and shouting. And so the tour guide invited her and the flustered mother out and talked to the rest of the tour group. And then when he invited the mother to come in with the child so he could just talk about it, but then would come in the second time, the child seemed to calm down. And then the child looked at the noose and eyes lightened and reached out with a chubby hand and said, "Bye-bye. Bye-bye." And that really freaked the mother out. The mother said that was the first time the child had spoken the words. That tour guide felt that maybe that child finally saw a ghost there that comforted the child. So to me, that's one of the most bizarre ghost stories here in the prison.
This hotel is said to be haunted by Melbourne's most famous opera singer. The Hotel Windsor was established in 1883 and built at the height of the state's gold rush. It was originally named the Grand Hotel, but was renamed the Coffee Palace in 1886. It was then named the Hotel Windsor in 1923, in honour of the visit from the Prince of Wales. Many famous people from around the world and from Australia have stayed at the Hotel Windsor, and one of its most well-known guests is Dame Nellie Melba, an opera singer from the early 20th century who is now said to haunt the hotel she loves so much. People have reported hearing opera singing in the halls, and it's thought to be Nellie's ghost. There has also been reports of an apparition of a young boy who hangs out on the first floor. He tends to hang out near Nellie's old room, and the theory is that he was one of the workers guarding Nellie's room when she stayed at the Hotel Windsor. Some people have claimed to seen a woman in blue on the staircase and many other apparitions. Built over 100 years ago, I wonder what these walls would say if they could talk.
I have stayed at the Windsor Hotel in Melbourne, Australia, and let me tell you what my own experience was. First, the hotel itself is beautiful. There's a wonderful sensation of reliving old times. However, at night I couldn't sleep, and I heard constant creaks as if someone was walking down the hallway. At one point, I opened the door and found no one, and yet I felt as if I was being watched. For those who haven't visited the Windsor Hotel, it's definitely a place you want to experience. Tucked away in the heart of Melbourne's bustling CBD is a dark, brooding building with a past as grim as the stones it's built from, the old Melbourne Jail. Once home to some of Australia's most notorious criminals, this historic prison is now one of the city's top tourist attractions, and one of its most haunted locations. Did you know that Australia is also known for its UFO sightings?
I just heard him meowing, I think. It sounded weird too. What was that? Baz? Baz? Oh shit, Baz. Where the fuck is he? Baz? Baz? Yee, Buzzy, come on. What the fuck was that? Holy shit, it's fucking right there. Holy fuck. I can't see the fucking thing. Holy shit. Did you see that? It was right next to me. Ah, fuck, my feet. I can't see. Fucking boy. Okay, I'm here. Oh fuck, where is it? It was in like a mirror, it was fucking right there. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. What was that? Oh shit. Oh fuck. I gotta stop.
Australia has its own UFO mystery as well. This goes back more than 40 years, witnessed by 200 people who say it was kept secret by the military. As Brian Seymour reports, more light is now being shone on Australia's Westall incident.
This boy come running in and say, Mr. Greenwood, there's these things in the sky, there's these things in the sky.
We looked up and we just saw this saucer type thing taking off.
It wasn't a plane, it wasn't a balloon, it was nothing like that.
A lot of the kids took off towards where it seemed to go.
All the students were just running all over the place, hysterical.
Westall High School as a teaching situation ceased.
My girlfriend and I sat on the fence, climbed the fence, the school boundary, and we were crying, thinking it was the end of the world.
For 44 years, the story of what happened at Westall has been largely untold or covered up.
That afternoon, our principal called a special assembly and told us all not to talk about it.
I was prepped to tell the students that what they'd seen didn't exist.
We were told that we weren't allowed to speak to the media.
You've most likely heard about the best-known UFO encounter that occurred at Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. But the fifth greatest UFO mystery on the planet happened a world away, just southeast of Melbourne, in the suburb of Clayton South. It happened at Westall High School on Wednesday, April 6, 1966. Recess time about 11 o'clock in the morning. Scientists and UFO experts have long known about the Aussie sighting, but until now the details have been locked in our past.
All I knew was what I saw, and it definitely was not any aircraft of the day by any stretch of the imagination, and it certainly was not a weather balloon.
It still would take me to my grave. What the hell was that?
It was amazing, and something that I've never forgotten.
Victor Sukrusny was in second form when he says he had a very close encounter. After watching with over 150 other children a mysterious saucer-shaped craft land, he decided to approach it.
You could feel heat about a metre away coming from. It was pretty warm or hot, and then it just gradually lifted up and then went off towards the pines.
We're talking about 200 people, and a lot of them were kids too. They were at school, so I mean, I think adults have got preconceptions about what a UFO might or may not be, but kids are a different matter, and yeah, when you got 200 witnesses, either there was something strange in the tuck shop lunch that day, or there was something else going on.
A news crew interviewed several students at the school right after the event, so filmmaker Shane Ryan tracked down the tape.
But oddly, there was nothing there. I was absolutely devastated, and nobody had any idea where it had gone.
A teacher saw one of his colleagues who had taken pictures confronted by a man in a dark blue suit.
It was demanded that she hand over not the film, but the entire camera.
However, one written account survives in the Dandenong Journal newspaper, which reported the occurrence, questioned the involvement of the military and the cover-up by school officials.
Here's another six-toed footprint. We've found a couple of these now. And the strange thing is, the further we get into the bush, away from the road, like we just hiked probably up a kilometre and a half, the more footprints there are. There are literally hundreds of them up there. I'm thinking this might be a perfect spot for a trail cam in the future.
I think we have found a perfect place to place the trail camera. So this trail running along here is literally the only entrance and exit for this entire valley. And you can see it's very narrow, so it's very easy to funnel the animals in one spot. You know exactly where they'll be walking. It's very dense around here, so I guess animals can walk wherever they want. They don't need the trail, but I'm almost 100% convinced we'll catch some animals on this trail. Just look at how nice that is. I just have to find a good spot to place the camera. I'm not too concerned about people finding the camera. This trail isn't used a lot because it's just a one-way, it's not a through-way. So maybe a tree, I reckon this tree could maybe work, although that's going to be very obvious. Maybe if we find something that's a little bit further into the tree line, so it's better hidden, this could perhaps work. I have no idea what that was. That was not an animal. I think I'm gonna leave. It's too dark to be a kangaroo.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you can sleep well tonight. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on the latest. See you on the other side.